Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first webinar series, especially with regards to this topic on COVID-19 and how are we supporting each other as businesses. So before we start, let me just introduce myself. I'm Lana Yelenyev, co-founder of BASE, and together with me is Veronica, also co-founder of BASE. And for us, it was really important to look at what's the situation right now for businesses and how can we support each other, which is the basic pillar of BASE. When we started the BASE conference last year, it was really with the aim of getting people to, getting business owners, founders, decision makers to connect with each other and to provide support. And for us, given the situation that we have right now, it was very important to to look for those organizations that can provide us with information that can give clarity on what we can do as businesses. So that this is the entire intention behind this series of webinars, and we'll be starting it off from a government perspective, which is why we have Joel and Renee here. So Veronica, I'll leave it to you to introduce our experts for today.
Yes, I'm going to do that. Meanwhile, as said, for the first webinar, so we do have a couple of small technical issues, and I'm trying to send the link to everyone. I'm feeling really, really privileged to have two such amazing speakers with us today. And for the ones that actually attended the BASE conference last year in May, probably already know Joel because he was one of our speakers. And Joel is actually our first speaker. He will start in a couple of minutes, and he's the liaison, the startup liaison at StartupAmsterdam. So basically, he's taking care of the startup ecosystem for the city of Amsterdam and making sure the startups are connected with valuable partners, with the government, making sure they are able to access different programs that are available. And shortly, he will tell you more about this, including the programs that are available. And after that, we're going to have Renée Andela, and we are really happy she accepted this, because Renée, she's helping entrepreneurs for quite a lot of time now as a consultant with KplusV. And she's helping startups and entrepreneurs grow their company from financial point of view, figuring out different revenue models, attracting funding, growing their business, and more so, she's actually responsible for the Ready to Scale program, where you can actually she'll be able to tell you more details about what she's doing there than I do. And I see more people join. Welcome, everyone. I think we can start our presentation now. So, Joe?
Yes, thank you. I will try to share my screen. So, are the slides visible? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, it's always good to check in these times. Well, now online. Yeah, last year I was at the physical conference, so I'm happy to be invited again. Happy to be here. Yeah, for us, it's of course a strange time. We want to support entrepreneurs the best as we can. So happy to join this webinar. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our program. I did that last year as well, so it will be a little bit shorter than you're used to. After that, I will talk more about the startup ecosystem. So why is it so important for Amsterdam to support startups and entrepreneurs in the city, and what kind of impact do they have? And after that, we have the biggest part is actually about the governmental measures, what kind of programs there are, and how we can be of help. Especially your input is very valuable to that. I will repeat that at the end, but that's actually the key message that I want to give you with this presentation. Let's see if it goes. Yes. So we're a governmental organization, actually an action program of the city of Amsterdam. We started in 2015. And our aim is to really strengthen the Amsterdam startup and scale-up ecosystem and all the initiatives, either public or private, that facilitate connection and benefit all stakeholders involved, and position Amsterdam as the tech hub to be part of. Well, this year, at the beginning of this year, we thought we were taking care of an ecosystem that was continuously growing. We had a lot of economic development over the year, really positive development. And in these last months, it's actually more turned around to a crisis. A lot of entrepreneurs that facing a lot of insecurity, and we try to be a support for them and help these entrepreneurs through these hard times. During our program, so from 2015 till now, we had almost 40 projects running. These are targeted to, for example, getting investments or gaining talent for your company. Also a governmental procurement program, Startup in Residence, so Accelerator Program of the Municipality of Amsterdam that we established. And we did these projects on the basis of these 5 pillars. At the first part of our program was a little bit different, but now we evaluated to this program. These are the key subjects that we are focusing on. So also, if you have questions about these subjects, we can really be there for you and help you. For example, if you're in need of finding talent, or if you are a female founder and you want to tap into a network of female founders, we have a special attention for that. Also, for example, we're creating a community around artificial intelligence and blockchain, and we create a lot of content on our website and other media channels. If you want to tap into that, you should definitely check out our website and contact me. So a little bit more about the ecosystem as a whole in Amsterdam, because our program can be of help for you, but I think it's really important to focus now also on these times lying ahead. Our ecosystem is one that experienced a lot of growth over the years. This is based on a report of last year, so 2019. We had 1,900 startups, and especially the employment, the amount of employment in this sector was really big. So 69,000 employees in 2019, and between 2017 and 2018. They experienced a growth of 13,000 employees. So this is a big contributor to the employment market in Amsterdam, and that's also why we think we should really be there for these companies. It's of course not only about employment, also the innovative solutions that companies are bringing are really putting Amsterdam on top, but. This shows just one key statistic, what it brings for the city. I want to address also, of course, your resources. I think this is the most important part for now. We are a governmental organization, but we are more focused on the local level, so a city level. But we call ourselves a spider in the web of the startup ecosystem. So we have a lot of connection with the national government, but also with local initiatives. On this page, you will find all the online, and if it's allowed again, the offline events. We gathered them all on our website. This is where you can find, for example, webinars, conferences, You have a lot of webinars like these that support entrepreneurs. For example, TechLeap or Amsterdam Capital House have really helpful webinars to get you through this time and provide you with expertise. So it's definitely worth checking this page out if you're interested in it. Also, we got a lot of questions from non-European citizens who have a startup visa, for example, with questions about their visa. These are not questions that I can answer because it's not the role of the local government, but more with RVO. But you can contact the Netherlands point of entry, startupvisa@rvo.nl, and they can help you with these kind of questions. Also, we have as a city government, we have multiple departments. One of them is in Amsterdam that is also focusing on more the visa and the internationals in our city. So if you have questions, for example, zoekjaar, a search year visa, or other visas of your partners, for example, you can contact in Amsterdam, and they're still open to help you, and you can still get in touch with them for any questions about that. Yeah, so there's a lot of information out there, a lot of measures that are being taken. And I won't go into every measure that is being taken. Just want to provide you with an overview of how you can find the correct information. First of all, a whole list in English is on business.gov.nl. All the measures are explained there, and also what kind of requirements there are for these measures. Besides this, it's of course the Chamber of Commerce, the Dutch Chamber of Commerce. They have a special Corona loket, and you can also call them for advice if you have any problems with your company, with finance, for example, or you're not sure which measure is fitting your company. You can call their advice team. Besides that, there's of course also TechLeap. That's our actually mother organization, as you could call it. They're focusing really on the national level to help startups and scale-ups in this situation. They created a whole startup guide, startup Corona guide with all the relevant information, also with all the relevant departments that you can get in touch with. One thing that I also want to point out is their office hours. So their series of webinars where they invited, for example, Mona Keizer and Wouter Bos, who are responsible for the startup support scheme, and that they have a talk with them. People can answer, ask them questions, and you can also watch these office hours back, which is a really valuable asset for entrepreneurs in this time. Also, if you're wondering what the local government or the city government has for measures, the city of Amsterdam has a website for that. A lot of these measurements that have been taken are really coming from the national government. But there are some examples of, for example, governmental tax that you can ask for a delayed payment. If you're interested in that, you can visit this page. I will also, of course, share the presentation with you afterwards, so you can press on all the nice hyperlinks that I've put in. Yeah, so this is already a little bit on the field of what Renée is going to talk about. This overview of some of the measures that have been taken. So at the beginning, it was mostly the general measures. So the NOW, so labor cost compensation, TOZO, that's more for the freelancers and the self-employed entrepreneurs, and the TOCs, so that is when, for example, the restaurants and the cafes and really the sectors that have been hit directly by Corona, they got a compensation for it. Besides that, now more recently, last week, the government announced the coal and the TOPs. Renée is going to talk more about the coal measures, where it's more focused on the startup startup bridging loans. This is the last support program actually I want to show to you. What for us, it's really important to get information from the startups. There are different startups in different sectors having different problems, and we want to identify these problems, and so we can act better on them. One of these examples how we're trying to do this is the Startup Support Program. This is initiated by the Dutch Startup Association together with 60 partners. And on their website, they have put on a survey that you need to fill in as an entrepreneur. And after that, they will make a program for you. They create tailor-made support for startups and entrepreneurs. There are, as I said, over 60 partners involved, including investors, us as governmental organization, but also other experts. So it's definitely very big added value. And the signups are open until Sunday. So if you're interested in it, I would really recommend filling in the survey. Yeah, for us, it's also important to provide people with information. So besides the event calendar, we also publish a newsletter now more frequently, actually. And it's filled with support programs for entrepreneurs, besides news and besides other information, for example, government measures, but also support programs for startups. So it's not your typical spam newsletter, but this can be a really good resource for you to stay up to date and really know when there is an opportunity for you. Last thing I want to say to you, so these are my personal details, my email address. We really are interested in your questions, in your problems, or what kind of challenges you have at this point. So if you think there are no other organizations that can be of help, or you're looking for particular measures, please just contact me and we can get you in touch with either right organization, or we can help you to guide you. So yeah, thanks a lot. I think Renée can tell you a lot more about the startup measures, which are really interested. And yeah, enjoy.
Thank you, Joel. It was really interesting. I saw one or two questions, but I'm thinking it would be better to ask them all at the end. So I would like to invite Renée now.
Yes, thank you. Let me share my screen with you.
I think, Joel, you need to stop sharing your screen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Like that, yes.
Perfect, thanks.
So is it already there?
No, not yet. Maybe you can try again. Yes, perfect.
One sec. Ooh. I cannot see it right now. One moment, please.
We can see your screen now.
Yeah, but I can. That's the problem.
There's
one moment.
No problem. As we know, it doesn't matter what presentation.
Yeah, it's different when you do it online. But at this point, we all should know how to do it. Yes, can you see it right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Veronica and Lana, for having me here, and I'm happy to tell you something more about all the government support the Dutch government is giving to entrepreneurs and startups. But at first, let me introduce myself. My name is Renee, and I'm a consultant at KplusV. And at KplusV, we help entrepreneurs to grow. Entrepreneurs who contribute to a social, sustainable, and innovative future. We help them launching their products, growing their business, and to attract funding. Yeah, we create ecosystems at KplusV to help entrepreneurs. One of the ecosystems is Ready to Scale. It's a program where we help, where we let entrepreneurs grow, startups and scale-ups, together with a partner network. And there we are connected to Joel as well. And other programs you can see right here. The programs are mainly focused at becoming investment ready of an entrepreneur. And after the step of investment ready, we help entrepreneurs to attract funding. And so, we at this point at KplusV, we are very busy with the entrepreneurs who are in need of funding or in need of help with the Corona crisis. KplusV is located in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Arnhem. I'm working from Amsterdam. Ready to Scale is a program in North Holland. I saw a lot of people came from South Holland. We've got an office over there in Rotterdam. So we are growing there as well. We're building the ecosystem in that part of the country as well. So we might see you all there later on. But today I'm going to tell you mainly about the call measurements. As you all might know, the last couple of weeks, a lot of research has been done about the impact of coronavirus on SMEs, and 96% of the SMEs are facing consequences due to the crisis. That is quite a lot. Half of the SMEs experience a revenue loss of up to 20 till 100%. And half of the SMEs experience problems in their supply chain. And last but not least, 66% do not expect to meet existing obligations. Now, that's why the Dutch government came with a lot of measurements. Joel already told you about a few. And well, here you can see an overview of the Chamber of Commerce. They made this overview. It's a 5-step program where you can see which measurements fit your organization. I'm not going to tell you about every measurement at all. I'm going to focus on the call because that measurement launched last week and is very important right now for a lot of startups and scale-ups. But if you want to check this scheme, it's very, very useful. The first step is to make sure you are connected to the Chamber of Commerce if you have a number, yes or no. And the first step is mainly focused if you are in an affected sector. If you are, there is a compensation fee within the tax. If you are not, there are other measurements like the TOZO Joel told you about, and the NOW, that's a compensation for wages. Other points the government is taking, the measurements the government is taking are guarantee schemes for credits. The microfinance company Credits is also having interesting solutions for entrepreneurs. There are you can ask for tax payment extension, and the bank loans are also have reasonable options for companies who are connected with them. But at the 7th of April, the Dutch government announced that there will be 100 million available for bridging loans to support startups due to the coronavirus. This measurement is called the COL, it's the Corona Bridging Loan. And it's for several group of companies, mostly SMEs, innovative SMEs, or including startups and scale-ups. It's bridging credits from the so-called regionale ontwikkelingsmaatschappij in the Netherlands. Every province has one, and they are mainly there to strengthen the regional economy. My work area is mostly North Holland, and in that place, in that province, we don't have a ROM. So we have got a collaboration of the province of North Holland and some other parties, and you can see also PIM North Holland and PDANH, that's the funds of the province. KplusV is involved in that, so yeah, we are basically helping entrepreneurs at this moment in North Holland to apply for the COL. There's 2 million available. The 100 million is for the COL and 100 million for the TOPS. And there are 4 options. And the submit of their application is through a digital portal provided by TechLeap. There are several target group defined, and I'm going to explain which groups there are. The first of all is the startups. If you've got a startup who is maximum 5 years old and you are mostly tech-enabled, you might be applied for the WBSO, that's the tax credits for research and development, then you are in the first group. If you have a scale-up, a company between 10 and 250 employees, and the last couple of years or the next years you are at least growing for 60% in employees or in revenue, then you are in that target group. The third target group are innovative SMEs, also from 1 till 250 employees, and you have to be innovative. So you have to develop a product or do some research as well, and you can also be connected with the WBSO statements. Last group are the SMEs without bank credits. That's up till 50 million revenue, and you have to be financially stable, and you're not allowed to have a credit at the bank, to a loan at the bank. There are some sectors who are excluded, that are the retail, hospitality, and fintech. If that's so, then yeah, we advise to go to your bank, to your account manager. So there are a few criteria for the COL. First of all, if you do the application, it has to be fresh money. As a borrower, you have to make clear that the loan is used for investments or working capital, so not for repaying loans or other not fresh money. And the other thing is that you have to make sure that your company is impacted by COVID-19. That can be due to revenue loss, but it can also be you might be before the crisis speaking with an informal investor or another funding funds, and due to the crisis they postponed the negotiations. Then you can also apply for the loan. In the application, you have to show which measurements you already have been taken. That can be, for example, the TOZO or the TOX measurements, but it can also be, for example, cutting costs. If you are using an extremely marketing budget, then it makes sense to cut that marketing costs. If you they might ask for a lower your management fee or other measurements to make sure you really did everything to survive the crisis. If you do the application, you also are required to provide a 12-month liquidity statement, and you have to give reasonable comfort that you can repay the loan. I will go to the terms and conditions later on. And they also will do a check on the current credit facilities on the bank. So basically, the application is all about a loan to bridge the next periods, and you have to make sure that it's just a temporary need of funds, and your company is going to be stable after, and it's able to grow after the crisis. Of course, we all not know when the crisis is ending, when you can all be on the same level again as expected. So that's a risk. But if you are thinking reasonable, then you might find a solution for the next couple of months. And we all see that the measurements in Holland are getting more loose. So we all expect that at the end of the year we might be a little bit at the same level as expected last year. So there are different types of funding. The first type is a loan between 50 and 250,000 euros. If you need less than 50,000 euros, we all recommend to go to talk with Credits, a microfinance company in the Netherlands. The 50 till 250,000 category has a 3% interest rate. The loan term is 3 years. The first year is interest only, and after 2 years you start paying off the loan and the interest. There might be an option to extend the interest only period by half a year, but in your application you need to be sure that you are able to repay the loan after 1 year. The second is the category 250,000 till 500,000. It's basically the same conditions in the repayment of the loan and the interest rates, only that you need 25% co-funding with equal conditions. That means that you have to talk with extending investors or new investors who can co-finance your application. And it means if you need 500,000 euros, 125 needs to come from investors or other parties. It doesn't have to be an existing investor who is already investing in your company. It can also be a new investor who wants to fund with the same equal conditions. Also here, 3 years term, and also a possibility to extend it for 2 times half a year. Then the third, it's 500 till 2 million euros. It's quite a big amount. It's a 3% interest rate plus 2% premium. Also with 25% co-funding, but the co-funding conditions can also be in convertible options, so a convertible loan from the existing investors, for example. The payment is after 3 years in a bullet option, so you have to repay the loan at once. Then the InvestNL launched a new category, that's the 100 extra million, for the really big scale-ups who need a lot of money to survive this crisis. The application is also by TechLeap, but is managed by InvestNL. And in this application, you are, InvestNL will provide you 50% of the loan, and 50% is co-funding. It's a convertible loan, 8% interest, and application will take a little bit longer. If you need more information, we will all, you can have a look at the site of InvestNL. At this point, the RAMs, the regionale ontwikkelingsmaatschappijen, are not handling those loans. So what do you need to do if you are doing an application for the loan? First of all, you need a financial statement of 2018 and 2019. It can be true that it can be that you don't have a financial statement of 2019 yet. Then a concept version is also enough. They also ask for an initial business plan. And we advise to have next to your initial business plan a strategy plan post-corona. So a strategy plan how you're going to survive the crisis and how you're going to grow after the crisis again, and get your revenue level you expected again. They also ask for initial projections of 2020, the actuals of 2020 on the basis of COVID-19. But we also advise to make projections, cash flow projections, a little bit longer, for more than 3 years, because then the assessors can see that you are able to repay the loan. They also ask for a structure diagram, overview of any shareholders, existing loan agreements, and a curriculum of your management board. So at this point, we helped a lot of entrepreneurs handing in the application. There is only 100 million available, and I will show you later how many applications already have been done in the Netherlands. But it means 100 million, a lot of startups in need of a lot of money. So we have some tips and tricks. The first of all is like, be reasonable. If you have a company who has a turnover of 50,000 euros last year, don't ask for 500,000 funding. That's not reasonable. It has to be a reasonable amount for your company to survive the crisis. It's the same with the fresh money. It's only for reinvesting or working capital, and not to just another investment for your company if you don't really need it, if you are not really affected by the COVID-19. What really helps are a letter of intent of potential investors. If you are a startup and you're still at the point that you are not live or launching a product, then you can give some perspective from investors you were talking with. If they want to invest at a later point and they are willing to sign a letter of intent, it will make your application stronger. The same for potential clients. If you've got clients who are able to work with you but want to wait till the crisis is over, or the situation is better in the Netherlands, they can give you a letter of intent which will stronger your application. And the same, like what I said before, make a post-COVID strategy plan, a growth plan. That plan is different than at the beginning of 2020 because the situation now is different. And that's the same, which connects to that are the post-COVID projections for 3 years, which will show that you are able to grow again, to be profitable, and to repay the loan. Also, the assessors can ask you to send some more information, but you can also send information afterwards if your application is not completed. The application will take up to 4 till 9 working days. The assessors are working hard to do the assessments on the loans. And yesterday or the day before, the first loan was given to a company in North Holland, and I think in the eastern part of Holland. But up to today or last night, actually, there were more than 1,000 applications in the Netherlands, and on average 370,000 euros has been asked by startups. Here you can see that what kind of companies were applying. A lot of scale-ups, but mostly startups. And you can see that most of the companies were technology companies, very innovative in the soft tech. You can see that North Holland has the biggest part of the applications, and after that IQ, and there were only 6 in Zeeland. So if you are living there, you are might be a little bit more lucky. Well, in total, 385 million has been asked, and that's not if we are all going to approve that, then it's not enough. Of course, not all the applications will be getting the loan, but it will be more than 100 million. So the companies, the ROM's, the Regionale Ontwikkelingsmaatschappij in Nederland, are going to the government and ask for more money. So hopefully there might be a new round of money available for all the startups and scale-ups in the Netherlands. So at the beginning, I was telling you a little bit more about KplusV and the Ready to Scale program I'm working in. to tell you a little bit more about what we do and how we can help you, I will provide you these slides. Ready to Scale is a program designed by ACE and Startup Network Amsterdam, and we are there to help companies grow. And we made a program, a one-on-one support program, a group program, and we're providing tools for companies. In the one-on-one program, we connect startups and scale-ups who want to grow with a partner network who can provide help on different parts, for example, legal, funding, strategy, marketing issues, and sales. And companies who are in the program get a nice discount on the services of the partners. We also run 2 group programs managed by ACE. There are master classes for companies who wants to scale their business. It's very nice to work in a team together on your plan and to grow, let your business grow. And on the Ready to Scale website, we designed a few tools, for example, funding guides and the database. Well, at this point, Ready to Scale was thinking, what can we do for entrepreneurs in this time? So together with the partners, we made some Corona solutions to let your company grow or to help your company post-COVID. The partners have been thinking about special solutions for entrepreneurs. For example, how to get your sales strategy ready after the crisis, how to do your financial management, how to attract more funding, how to help companies, how to help you with your marketing plan post-COVID, or how to scale up again internationally. And that means that there is, there's the one-on-one support program is available for companies. And if you are connected to the company or to the program, we can offer you a 60% discount to all of these partners. KplusV is managing the program, but is also a partner. And for example, what we do, we help companies with a financial model during the crisis for a call request, and also with a business planning. So what's the next step? If you have you done the application for the call, you got your loan, then the next step is getting your business on track again. Do a right, bring back focus, do the right business planning, and let your company grow to the next stage. So that's what KplusV is doing. That's what Ready to Scale is doing. I will send you the slides as well, so you can have a look at it one more time. Here you can see my contact details, the website of KplusV, Ready to Scale. And if you are based in North Holland, and you need some extra help with your call request, you can email to this email address or call this number. And I'm very happy to answer your questions as well.